let the fire begin. Burn, baby, burn. Starting off by losing the coin flip here. Bad start to the day. Win all of the coin flips, play all of the turn 1 Boltspasms. That is the goal. Nothing but the best for the stream, right? On the draw, YOLO. Has Baby Yeti, double Lazgar's Vengeance, never not keep. Don't play a Thunderfield Seer. Damn it. Alright, drew a second shard, professional. This is the worst possible play for us to see. He's going to snap trade here. Yep. That makes these Lazgar's Vengeances significantly worse. So this card deals 4 damage to my opponent and each troop they control. It costs 8 to start, and every time we attack with a troop, it gets -1 cost. So ideally, that Baby Yeti was going to get to attack a few times and not just die there right away. Psychotic Anarchist would be an ideal draw here. Another Lazgar's Vengeance. Awkward. I'm just going to take this and point it at their dome, I think. Get another resource next turn. This Matriarch can get down and get hero falled, but the nice thing about having all these in our opener is that if our opponent's playing a controlling deck, which Streaming Fox often is, these are going to get played at some point, like the game's going to go long. I'm just going to keep sending these upstairs. Oh, I don't have triple ruby for this, huh? Yep, yeah, Boltspasm's going to get boarded out in this matchup for sure. Especially on the draw. Maybe I'll keep on the play, probably not. A Relentless Corruption me, sure. Ooh, that Relentless Corruption had draw a card on it, that's pretty good for them. They drew a Boltspasm, okay. That's actually pretty good against this Matriarch of the Flames. I think I'm actually supposed to fireball this. It's going to kill us fairly quickly, and it makes my Matriarch of Flames not be able to attack in. So my opponent's at 15, and I have like a theoretical 12 in my hand right now, but we're a long way off of these. Thankfully, this is a long way off of killing us, so mixed feelings currently. Like on a scale of 1 to dead, this is almost certainly just going to die. Hopefully they're loose and let us get an assault trigger in with it before they kill it. Song, okay. Miss a charge drop for me? They must have transmog here, right? Hey, coach. I think I'd rather this get transmogged than this. Wow, we're not getting transmogged. That's really good for us. So now they're at 12, and we have 12 points of damage in our hand. 4, 4, 4, 4. Looking to dodge like Vampire King and Vampire Princess at this point. Princess was almost scarier than King for us. King hits harder, but God, if both of these get to attack this turn, that would be so good. Resources are great. They work us up towards our champion power, and they help us cast these Lazgar's Vengeances. Oh geez, let me declare attackers. God bless. Alright, and just like that, we suddenly have these castable. What? Is this going to deal damage to him? There's no way, right? Okay, Vampire Kiss. Sure, that's very good for them. Except, again, they were sloppy like I was hoping they were going to be. And let me get an Assault Trigger on that, which is extra detrimental considering I have triple Lazgar's V here in hand. Extinction to kill my Matriarch. Sure. So, looking for, like, Yetis off the top here, basically. Any kind of troop. Yeah, that's excellent. Because again, every time we attack with anything, all of these get -1 cost. Possibly another Rogue Physicist with the 4-month resub. A third of a year. Welcome back. I appreciate the continued support, mate. Wizard Kids with the new subscription. I'm pretty sure you've subscribed in the past, so thanks for re-upping. I appreciate that support again. Welcome back. Opponent's got, they've got main deck Vampire Kisses. They're doing what they can with their archetype that's not particularly good in this matchup to try and make it more winnable for themselves. I'm assuming they have Hero Falls and stuff in their deck too here. Give me an Assault Trigger again like a champ. Rats. So we're going to need Hero Fall in here. Yep. So we only have one more Matriarch, so that's gone. So troops are better draws right now. What is that? That's kind of terrifying. So when he activates his charge power, he's going to gain 7 life. Alright, well, let's start firing off these Lazgar Vengeances into their counter magics. It's like playing this as a 5-cost steal 4. Verdict of the Ancient Kings is going to counter something at some point, so might as well just jam it in there. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, hopefully they're flooding out here a little bit. They're still, I guess they're only 1 resource away from this activating for them. And again, they're going to gain some life here, but like, I wonder if they're going to be able to actually close the game out in a meaningful amount of time once they do that. I'm going to activate my champion power here. I don't think we're going to kill them with these anytime soon, so I'm just going to pass the turn here because they're going to gain some life and draw some cards here. And then I would prefer if these kill troops if they're putting out troops into play. How does this control deck beat mid-range decks? I have no idea, Ace. Play this first, try and kill this and dome them. Play the Psychotic Anarchist out. Almost certainly gonna need a Vampire Kiss or Hero Fall here. Hero Fall, sure. Still haven't lost our Mama Yetis yet. Things worth noting. So that Relentless Corruption card they keep playing, it draws an additional card from our deck for every time you've played it. So their next Relentless Corruption is going to draw 4 cards off of our deck. So at a certain point, they're just going to burn us out. I mean, they've gained 11 life this game between this Talisman of Vitae and their 2 Vampire Kisses. So they have our number, it seems. There's our own Mama Yeti that we were hoping to draw to kill them with. So almost certainly going to get burned out from them at this point. Yep, there's a Fireball. Not even really sure what we're hoping to draw here at this point. I mean, I guess we're killing their Mama Yeti. Oh, they drew more of our Mama Yetis than we did, but I guess they also drew a bunch of cards off of their deck. Our deck, so fair's fair. 4 Riposte sounds great. Lazgar's Vengeance sounds mediocre at best. God, I feel like I'm not in the market of playing these Boltspasms with their stupid X ones. Emberspire Witch seems medium. Mindspire is probably great. Just a good constant source of damage. Maybe trim a Cremate here. I'm gonna trim both of those and bring in a Burning Tendrils too. Let's give this a try. And go a little bit more mid-range on them. It seems fine. Not particularly impressive, but fine. Yeah, I feel like we probably would have seen Dark Hearts if they were playing them. If this hand like draws resource 3 and 4 on time, this hand's gonna be very, very reasonable. In love. Okay, there's resource number 3. Excellent. So that gives us plenty to do. We can stick this Mindpyre next turn even. Hopefully they play something this turn so this Mindpyre can resolve through a verdict. If they don't play something this turn, I'm probably just going to jam this Pyretic Performer. Yeah, I feel like, Actually, I'm going to jam the Matriarch of Flames now, because it can attack this turn. They have exactly Transmog that can get this right now. We didn't see any Transmogs last game, but they could come in out of the board too. Here, I'll follow my dork. This is a good opening to jam Mindspire. I think if we hit the Shard, we're going to play the Mama Yeti, though. Okay, did not hit the Shard, so we'll just play this Mindpyre out that if they don't have Dark Heart, they probably can't interact with. So this card says every time my opponent draws a card, they take a damage. So enjoy your damages, opponent. I'll save Casualty of War here, Transmog. They're not going to be able to kill this. It's unfortunate that we can't play it, though. Just play the Psychotic Anarchist out. Play this Baby Yeti out. Attack with both of these. You know, I probably should have fireballed this so this could hit. He might trade here, though. Yeah, so this is going to let us both draw a card, which will cause the Mindpyre to deal them a damage, which is pretty good. And take another damage when they draw a card for their turn. So basically like 17-ish turn clock. Vampire Princess, sure. That's getting fireballed. Might bring in the... Yeah, these almost certainly came in out of their board. I think I'm going to bring in my copies of Burning Tendrils for the last game and cut the burns. They have a verdict here. I'm going to riposte it. I know they'll get the verdict back to their hand, but killing this Vampire Princess is pretty important. So at the end of my turn, if this is still in my hand, it's going to revert and go back to my opponent, but that's fine because the best source of card advantage is killing them with cards in their hand. So hit you with that. They take a damage. This goes back to their hand. They're going to take another damage here. Another princess, sure. Probably doing the same thing we just did. Yeah, almost certainly. I'm going to fireball this and then riposte their verdict. It was good last turn. It's good this turn. So just strong tempo plays here, basically. Yeah, that's definitely a bug. Now we hit them with this, which deals 3 because it lets them draw a card. And they're going to draw a card for their turn. Take another damage, so they're at 5. Like I said, I'm fairly certain they just can't interact with this card. Vampire Kiss, sure. That draws them 2 cards, so They gain 2 and then take 2. Sure. This Pyretic Performer is going to be excellent against this 1/1 because it's going to come into play and make me a Scorch, which can kill this. I guess it could hit counter magic here. Try and Scorch that. Play this Baby Yeti. Going down to 4. This will put them down to 3. They want a champion power and draw cards. It's going to deal 2 more damage to them. Withering Touch sees nothing. It draws a card, so they take a damage. You have Vampire Princess, sure. Jam this down your throat. Dead. Am I happy with how I boarded? No, I said I wanted these extra Burning Tendrils in my deck because of Vampire Princess. Mindpyre is in fact MVP, I agree. Are these birds just worse than Boltspasms? You actually know what? These birds are probably worse than Emberspire Witches. Or possibly Lazgar's Vengeance. You have 1, 8, 11, 12, 13, 17. Yeah, I'm gonna put these Lazgar's Vengeance in. They're basically more Burning Tendrils. They're clunkier, obviously, but they also provide a little bit more damage to my opponent, so... This hand's, like, fine. Not exceptional, but fine. It's got a Mindpyre in it, so hard to pass up. I mean, he has to know Mindpyres are coming in, right? Okay, if he doesn't have Transmog, this Anarchist is hitting him, and if Anarchist hits at least once, it's done its job. The Pyretic Performer is actually a great draw here, because it gives us a different 3-drop to play if they pass the next turn with Counter Magic up. Or Verdict of the Ancient Kings. We haven't seen actual Counter Magic out of them yet, but we have seen Verdict of the Ancient Kings. If they Hero Fall this, we'll feel a little bit bad with the second one in our hand, but if they Hero Fall this, that means we're going to resolve this Mindpyre, so sign me up. Okay, they could still have Verdict up here. If they do just pass with 2 resources up next turn, we're going to jam the second Psychotic Anarchist. They could have Rotcast now since they have double blood, but we haven't seen that card out of them yet either, so... Let's play this out. We're so unlucky, we have to discard. This is actually kind of an interesting decision on what I have to discard here. I think it's actually correct to discard this Mama Yeti. It's the most expensive card in our hand, and like if he Hero Falls this one, I'm gonna lose the second one anyway. So I'd like to maximize the amount of cards that can like maximize my chances of hero, or like minimize the damage Hero Fall can do. If I had a 3rd shard, I think I'd been a 3rd shard, but like I definitely want resources in this hand, and I have 3 charges already, and this will be 4, 5, 6, 7 charges. So like I'm pretty close to just like champ powering twice here. Extinction, sure, that's great for us because it means we get to resolve this Mindspire. If he like plays a Dark Heart on his 5, we'll feel bad, but it is what it is. We haven't seen Dark Heart out of him yet. Howdy Z. I mean, the bannings were so. The bannings are so funny to me because like they said faster rotation isn't good, but these bannings effectively rotated standard in my opinion. I am not playing any standard events personally anytime soon, so like I haven't put a lot of thought into what specifically it's going to do to the format. But yes, I would be very surprised if the bannings don't, they're going to change everything. They basically rotated the format with bannings. Withering Touch, sure. Need a Crackling Bolt. It's unfortunate. This is basically a 4-point burn spell. Because I have 2 more shards in my hand already, I think I'm going to wait to empower this Pyretic Performer. So empower lets me double every number on this card. So it'll be a 6 cost 6/2 that creates 2 Scorches. Sure, that's fine. I would love it if they didn't pass with 3. Wow, that's so greedy. They discarded a Shard Prism, and then they're missing a resource drop here. So Transmog or Casualty of War, this Mama Yeti is just going to like smack you in the face. Has a Transmog? Huh, okay. When this attacks, draw a card. I mean, that's actually not bad for us. And like this Pyretic Performer is going to be able to kill this Thunderfield Seer, so this can just like attack and draw us cards. That's sad. We're going to lose our last Crackling Bolt. That drew them a card, so they took a point from this. They probably have to spend a removal spell on this, honestly. That's a little awkward. Yeah, I'm going to empower this, and then I'm going to Scorch this Thunderfield Seer. This is a card that could let them get back into this game. And then I'm going to attack with this Rotting Knight, and if they block with their Vampire Princess, we'll Scorch the Princess to finish it off. Playing the Scorch this turn regardless, so... And he's thinking about if he actually wants this trade or not. They might be happy with this trade, just like cash this in for 2 life, kill this, and get the Scorch out of my hand. Yeah. Like they're at 14. That's a lot. I'm happy to have their card that's going to gain them life off the table, though. So, Feeling how the game's played out, I'm regretting my decision that I made to have discarded that Mama Yeti as opposed to one of those resources, but like I can't know that we're gonna end up flooding out here, so obviously if I'm clairvoyant we make different decisions, but unfortunately I am not. And because he has access to Extinction here, I am just gonna ship with both of these. If he wants to trade these, I'm fine with that. I think he'll still take 3 this turn, basically. You have a free Vampire Kiss. That's really unfortunate for me. So if this is in their opening hand, they get to activate it and make all the Vampire Kisses in their hand free until end of turn, and they had a kiss that they had drawn, so that's unfortunate. Hopefully they don't have a Hero Fall in their hand. Otherwise this is able to erase this Mindspire here. Talisman, sure. That's actually pretty good for us. They can use this to activate this, but it costs them 5, so they probably don't have time to do that. They don't have a resource to play here. They need to like play resource this turn and play resource next turn for this to be relevant. Yep, it doesn't look like they can. Alright, is that lethal? Yeah, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 13th from that if we needed it. God bless Mindpyre, punching the clock and going to work here. Pew. Alright, got him. I'd like to go first. So that's really sad. This hand is a second shard and it's very good. This hand's okay. My experience with the McBombus decks in this format is that when the McBombus deck is firing on all cylinders and it's like not missing thresholds or resources, it's probably doing more powerful things than the Angus deck. But the Angus deck is far more consistent than this McBombus deck can ever dream to be. Yep, there you go. I'm gonna use this Cremate. The Cremate has upside later of possibly not costing resources, but I'd rather have the burn as a quick action, I think, especially with their bees, and they could have flickering gobblers in their deck. Hopefully they don't kill this. Anytime the Boltspasm deals 6+ points of damage, you just feel real good about yourself. Sure, and if they offer this trade, I think I'm okay with that. Or if they take this trade, I'm like definitely offering it. Yeah, certainly now. So their hand would have to be pretty nuts for them to not take that trade. Do you have a Crackling Bolt to kill this? You do not. Okay, that's great for us. Take 4 here, that's fine. Would love the draw shard. Enabler champion power makes this larger. Fireball's not a bad draw either, though. So we'll hit them down to 13. Hopefully they're just going to trade race here with this Flickering Gobbler and this Burn and this Fireball. They're going to put us out ahead. Another matchup where the Pyretic Performer's out of the board. You're just going to overperform. Sure. I think we're actually just going to burn Fireball these two and attack with these nerds. Wizard kids, what if we just play Gas Troll in Immortal once we have a red-green well to play it with? Is that also acceptable? There's probably an obnoxious Gas Troll deck in Extended. Immortal. Whatever we want to call it. Expanded, Immortal. Drawing Lazgar's Vengeance there is medium. Like, we had the ability to tick it down twice at least to start. Still hasn't killed this yet. I guess we could possibly lose the race to this Flickering Gobbler at this point. Our best draw would almost certainly be a Crackling Bolt next turn. Now we kind of want to draw a resource so we can attack through this. Yeah, we want to draw a Ruby Shard here. Or removal for that, which we hit. We talked about this the other day at length a little bit. There could easily just be, like, how... And you let me attack. Alright, they shouldn't have let me attack. They let me trigger this Lazgar's Vengeance. They could very easily just, like, have constructed letter B. You choose which format you're queuing into, and they both just, like, do the same constructed letter thing. If he has a... So we know one of his cards is a Flickering Gobbler right now. We just want to draw troops. Oh, we drew a resource. This puts them to... 6, so like Psychotic Anarchist is basically lethal. That being said, if they draw an action here at any point, we're going to be pretty dead. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and play this. That way, puts them pretty dead to anything. This is worse if they like get the Bumblebot going, but I'd rather be able to like draw a Burn or a Fireball or a Crackling Bolt and have lethal next turn. Mama Yeti, stuff like that. Cremate. I guess we would have technically had lethal with this regardless, since we have a thing in here. Had 2 burns, a burn that copies. Yeah, I feel like my opponent... I don't know how long they've had this card in their hand for, obviously, but I feel like getting aggressive would have been a good line. Unless they just drew it that turn, they probably should have played that out aggressively. I mean, they have to support the format in some way, and that's just like a really easy, straightforward way to support the format. I don't know how good or bad these ripostes are going to be. I think this Lazgar's Vengeance is actually probably a little bit less than ideal. So I'm going to cut those. I'm going to bring in 3 ripostes and see how that feels, I think. Crackling Bolt's probably a little slow. I guess they have Skarns in their deck. I'd like Crackling Bolts to kill those, so... Honestly, with how draft gauntlets work now, I wouldn't be surprised if they just, like, got rid of traditional sealed. Like, sealed as a format should be a relic of the past as far as digital things are concerned with the way draft gauntlets work. Like, the only reason we do sealed at all in paper is because it's more convenient for being able to pair people outside of pods. But, like, with draft gauntlets, like, being a mix of the draft experience along with, like, the pairing of, like, you'd expect for a sealed tournament, I think it's just ideal. Thunderfield Seer on 1 feels a little bit bad. I guess I'm just going to offer this trade. Am I just offering this trade? Yeah, I don't have Lazgar's Vengeance in my deck, so I guess I'll just offer this. Oh yeah, he's gonna have copy spells too. That's fair. I forgot he's on the full prophecy plan basically. We did see Seers and Elders in their deck. Yep, that's exactly what I feel like. I feel like they've got most of their bases covered now with just those two, so like why have a third option like diluting the player base and frustrating some of the people that choose to give it a try because it isn't terribly popular. So I'm gonna take the hit from this because okay, or they're combat training it, so I'm gonna kill it. I was going to say, they've shown me they have Arcane Zephyr in their deck, so I'd kind of like to play around that a little bit, but... Jam Matriarch number 1 down their throat here. Next turn, jam Matriarch number 2. Hopefully they don't have Transmog plus Crackling Bolt here, or Transmog plus Fireball. Alright, so we're just going to try and race here, which seeing red is probably going to be raceable. So this is 7, and next turn it's 8, so they just need like 1 point of burn here. God, this Cremate is so much worse than an instant speed removal. Oh, well, I mean, this is all I got, so let's jam, I guess. Do this. I'm gonna kill this. Represent something, I guess. I don't think it really hurts. He's gonna go for it regardless, I think, here, so we're dead to burn. I don't think we're dead to combat training, though. We're dead to second Gobbler. Or basically dead to Lazgar's Vengeance. That's unfortunate. They hit their resource. They have Gobbler X in their hand right now, looking for removal for Gobbler. Yep, just playing this out. Makes Crackling Bolts and stuff lethal next turn. How's it going, Ian? So if they have an action in their hand, we're just dead to this. I didn't leave any instant speed interaction on my board, right? Nope. Do I want this last Reginald's Riposte? Probably. I probably want that. Seems better than this Cremate. Possibly. I don't know. I could be wrong. Four might be slightly too clunky. Sand's slow, but it's got powerful cards in it, so I think I'm gonna keep it. Like, get to go Performer into Mama Yeti here. Okay, it is slow against that start, though. Okay. Free attack, free block. Hi, Roy. This Crackling Bolt here, that would be annoying. I haven't seen that card out of him yet, though. No plays. Sure. I did see the absolute power spoiler. I'm gonna... nope, I'm gonna Burning Tendrils now. Because I don't want... If he has Arcane Zephyr, he has Arcane Zephyr here. I'm sure they've got it. They always have it. Nope. Alright. Sweet. It's no real major corporate implementations. I helped... when I did some contractor work, I helped manage, like, issue and risk projection and management for a couple of projects, like, after they were implemented, but they implemented before I came on. Alright, big bucks, no transmog. Oh, Mama's here and she's hangry, boys. She's here and she's punching you in the throat. Alrighty. Put you to 11. Next turn we've got Matriarch into Shard into attack and make a burn to the ground. A Seeing Red and a Flickering Gobbler could easily lose us this race, though. Combat training. Okay, also scary. Yep. Don't Seeing Red me. Don't Seeing Red me. Sweet. So we're taking one. This is... So next turn we're taking... That was 6. Next turn we're taking more than that. So I guess now becomes the question... I think because he put the combat training on there preemptively, I'm actually going to play this out. And Scorch this. Yeah, I think this is optimal. Because this can block this now. There's a world where we die next turn. It involves, I think, Burn and Seeing Red. No, I've got 2 performers on the board. There's links to the deck list in the stream information if you're ever curious about the specifics of what I'm playing. Oh, there's the burns. Your last card, Seeing Red. I guess we're dead to another burn here, too. Burn, Fireball. Yep. That's really unfortunate. Crackling Bolt. Sure. Why you roll so slowly? I guess they're just hoping that they're not actually dead to whatever we have. Alright. Just making us have it. Can respect that. Yeah, ping me on Facebook, Ian. Tiger Zord has come around to Kaigalichu. He's been playing Bloodwild Shoku for a long time. This hand's a little medium. It's got Lazgar's Vengeance in it though, which is one of the more important cards in this matchup. I feel like you really need to kind of break the mid game and go over the top of them. It's possible I'm not supposed to keep a hand without a 1 or a 2 drop, but like our Boltspasms aren't particularly good against Kaigalichu because they have like Cottontail Explorer, especially when we're on the draw. I have Howling Brave. I think it's a good turn 1 play. Sign me up. This is another matchup where I like Pyretic Performer just because of killing their Cottontail Explorers and such. So best draw here is Psychotic Anarchist by far. Second up would be Baby Yeti or Boltspasm. Just like castable cards. Like after that would probably be Crackling Bolt. Just like things we can play and spend our resources on this turn. Anarchist would be the nut though. And battling some Hex TCG Kiki. We're working our way up the constructed ladder. The early in the season, the ladder is pretty volatile. Look at that. Ask for your best possible draw and receive it. Early in the ladder season, it's pretty volatile because everyone's pretty close in points. So like single wins move you up, 10 or more spaces, and single losses move you down 10 or more spaces. So what are we looking to dodge here? We want to dodge Crusader. We want to dodge... Alright, sweet. Carnosaur would be a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world since we have the Matriarch to follow it up. That we really don't care about. Because we're going to get to play this Matriarch and then attack with both of them, which will double trigger these Lazgar's Vengeance. I could burn this and like hit this and we both draw a card, but I think I'd rather just like take both these Vengeance down. He started the match by saying Angus with question marks after it, and very obviously we're playing Angus, so yes is the answer to your question. Yes, Angus. Okay, there's the Crusader. Probably just spending 2 burns on this. Yeah, almost certainly just spending 2 burns on this. Yeah, so we'll go burn, burn, and then they'll lose 2 life and draw 2 cards to go to 14. And then we'll play this shard out, and we'll hit them for 6 and tick both of these down. And then we'll activate this, so I'd be pretty surprised if they could win this game. And he agrees and concedes. So on the draw, I'm going to cut all of these Boltspasms and bring in these Pyretic Performers and 2 Burning Tendrils. Doesn't seem completely unreasonable. Yeah, let's do that. Might bring the Spasms back in on the play. Would like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your Thursday here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland, and here on this channel we play all sorts of TCGs, Hex, Magic, Pokemon, Eternal, Nova Blitz. Give everything a try at least once. It tickles my fancy. If you're new to the stream and you're enjoying the content, I'd appreciate if you show a little bit of support by using that follow button there on the screen. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps support the channel. If you're really enjoying the content, you can step up that support a little bit and use the subscribe option there. It costs $4.99, and it helps support myself financially as well as the Twitch infrastructure that we all use and enjoy most days. This hand is fine. It's got 2-drop into 3-drop into Lazgar's Vengeance, or we don't have Boltspasms in our deck post board, so like we're often not going to have a 1-drop to play on 1. Howling Braves, let's be a professional and draw a Cremate here or a burn. Never didn't have it. Hey, Tyrick. I don't know if I agree that we always have Karn targets. I really don't like Emberspire Witch in this deck in general. I'm not sure what matches I bring it in, and I guess I bring it. I don't know. I feel like Emberspire Witch isn't better than any of the cards I'm keeping in my deck. Hit them, both draw a card. Even if my opponent has a Karn next turn and undoes the Psychotic Anarchist, I got to tick down this Lazgar's Vengeance, then we're going to get to crack them with this Matriarch of the Flames. They don't have double blood up here, so they can't hero fall us. Why does your Runir have speed on it? Okay, yeah, speed and acceleration on his Runir, sure. Well, this is why I like playing Angus, because, like, my opponent's doing things that, like, they probably shouldn't be doing in this matchup. And, like, gemming is one of the more complicated things. Something else you like different from the board? I don't know. I feel like decks like this are, like, really prone to, like, overboarding, so I think I'd prefer to just, like, have a less is more approach. I guess this allows him to croc this turn if he has it, which would be bad for us, but if he doesn't have croc exactly this turn, we're going to be in a great spot. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, Giant Rudier is game winning against Angus. That's why I like the sack gem in it in this matchup. Am I just supposed to jam here? Yeah, I'm going to jam with the Psychotic Anarchist only, because it triggers this Lazgar's Vengeance, and if he blocks with this, then this can finish this off and kill the Runir Hierophant. And, like, next turn, this can make a burn to the ground. And, like, this blocks this on the crackback. So let's go ahead and do this. It also, this means we're not exposed to a Crocosaur anymore. Yeah, Kaigu doesn't always have Harvest Moon either. That is another thing to consider. These decks have varying amounts of greed. Blood Shard was a good draw, so we're exposed to Hero Fall now, which feels real bad. Probably winning this game if we don't. They broke off on the Blood Shard there for one more turn. That's fine. We're going to get the last game on the play. Get your Wild Threshold back. We're not just dead and out of it yet, but we're getting particularly close. We need to draw like Mama Yeti here and have them not have a follow-up. Alright, Fireball, Crackling Bolt. I mean, I guess we'll make them kill us. Let's just go ahead and get this out of here and then pass the turn. Is there a world where... Yeah, if they don't gain life next turn, another Crackling Bolt kills them. Because we get to go Fireball you to 7, Crackling Bolt you to 4, and then... Alright, so they have another Harvest Moon. That's fine. Now that we've seen they have multiple Harvest Moon, do I want these Emberspire Witches? Probably... Cut some of these Cremates on the play, maybe. Cut the Burning Tendrils. I don't hate doing this. On the play, Boltspasm becomes better. Yeah, that's true. Guess I don't hate that. Trim some things to make ourselves better against Lazgar's Vengeance. Or make ourselves better against Hero Fall. Let's do this. Give this a try. This hand's really slow. They're going to 5. Trax with the cheers. Welcome. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Opponent mulligan to 5. Probably looking for those precious board cards. Let's be a professional and draw an Anarchist on 2 as always. Witch would also be okay. Any 1 or 2 cost troop. It's all 3 games we've just had a called shot on what we want to draw on the second turn. First turn. We're not getting Karned here on 2 because my opponent didn't make wild on 1, which is nice. Feels good. Emperor's Lackey. Weird. Huh. I mean, that's actually very good. Yeah, I'm going to play this Baby Yeti, and I'm actually just going to pass the turn here because I don't really want to trade this off for that. We do need to run some shards off here. Hopefully this is Carnosaur. Rabbit, sure. We're just going to burn this. He's going to sack it to make this a 4/4. If we had a shard here, we can jam this Mama Yeti down his throat nicely. Oh, I have these fireballs live. I should have... I'm so bad at this game. I don't know why I had it in my head that I couldn't. I don't know what. I'm so dumb. Oh, should have killed this, and then hit them with this, and then drawn another. Yeah, so if we lose this game, it's completely on me. I don't know what was... It was going through my head that I didn't have enough thresholds to play this out, but I definitely did. I'm going to double fireball this now. So we missed a bunch of points of damage there. Hopefully we hit a shard for this Mama Yeti this turn. Okay, I got that going for us. I'm going to offer this trade, I think. The nice thing about that trade is it means if they want to croc us, they have to lose their croc. Alright. I got Lackey back. That's fine. I have a Vengeance that I can play. I'd like to draw a Matriarch or an Anarchist here. Alright, God bless. Okay, well, we've got them at a... Maybe I should play this out in case he has... In case he has Inquisitions or Withering Touches in his deck. Shouldn't Mama Yeti give +1/+1 to attacking Baby Yetis when she attacks? I mean, it's only fair, right? Alright, sweet. So, he's dead. Made a small mistake, but the power of our cards is going to more than carry us through. Horoken. My opponent let us know that the game was all luck. Yeah, I don't like to, show. Yeah, I think we're probably supposed to hold it there. He said all luck. It is what it is. It's just, don't complain about losing to the red aggro deck when you've made a bunch of deck building decisions that make your deck poor against the red aggro deck. Like, sorry. Part of the skill in TCGs is picking what you're gonna win and lose to. And this deck is definitely not constructed in a way that optimizes his ability to beat the Angus deck. Which is part of the reason I'm playing the Angus deck today. A lot of the decks I've played on the ladder recently feel like they've moved away from being able to profitably interact with the Angus deck, so let's punish them for their decision to do that. Alright, we got the repair. Okay, I kind of kicked the Hornet's nest here. I let him know that I'm ready to be lucky again. So we've been calling out our draws all game. So this hand, I would like to draw a Baby Yeti on one, and then running shards the turns after that. This is the burn deck. So our champion power for 4 charges deals 4 damage to each opposing champion. Just like sets the tone of the game. Just like take the shotgun and blast them upstairs. My opponent has mulligan to 6 here, and we have a pretty reasonable hand, so... Emperor's Lackey on 2 would be pretty good against us. It's actually a neat piece of technology in their deck. I kind of want to try that in my version of Kaigulichu now. So let's just draw Boltspasm or Anarchist, or Boltspasm or Baby Yeti in one. Burn or Cremate would also be good if he has a Howling Brave here. Alright, so we've got 8, 12, we got 14 draws that are ideal on this first turn of the game. 14 out of 53. This is definitely a strong start. Like, being able to accelerate on the play is very good. Things can easily get out of hand, especially if they go Howling Brave into turn 2 acceleration, Runear Hierophant, and just start, like, ramping up. Yeah, it seems like a neat tool. It's a neat piece of technology. Just like a 4/4 on 2 is super reasonable in this type of matchup. The double Lazgar's V in hand here is another reason to keep this. He's got just a great curve, but the double Lazgar V is definitely... Let's draw something that costs 1 resource. Let's draw something that costs 1 resource. Fourteen 1-drops. 14 1-drops. Howling Brave is the reason I've got 2 Cremates in the main deck. Another Lazgar's Vengeance. Alright, well, if we're able to get these down into the 4 range, hopefully... I wonder if he's got Master... He probably has the Master Mosses in his main deck. So, again, this card does 4 to my opponent and every one of their troops, and it starts at 8 cost, but every time one of our units attacks, it gets -1 cost. Does he have the Runear Hierophant on too? Is the question. Just attack with this and pass. If he has the Emperor Lackey, that's pretty bad for us too. Hopefully it's just like a 1/1 or nothing here. They did mulligan to 6, so not necessarily going to have an ideal curve. Other tentacled reasons. Yep. I've been pretty happy with Subtle Striker Ace. Okay, extra resource there is good. So let's play Matriarch next turn. Hoping to dodge Master Moss here for a little bit. Gonna happily offer this trade since I have all of these Lazgar's Vengeances in my hand that I need to tick down. Yep, and they take it. That's smart. It's a good block. Hoping to dodge a Mossy. Hoping to dodge the Mossy. Okay, so... That's funny. He changed to sack rabbits. That's good. That's smart. This is the best, one of the best Runear Hierophant configurations for this matchup for sure. They're almost certainly losing this game, even with having drawn some shards here. If we would have hit... even if we would have hit the burn on 1 to kill this, if we would have hit Baby Yeti on 1, we probably could have won this game on the back of the Lazgar's Vengeance, but these are just going to end up being too slow this game. That gives them Blood Threshold to Hero Fall this Matriarch now. Oh, and they have the Master Moss. Okay, yep, certainly did. So we're going to 9 here. Makes this a little bit bigger. I'm going to go ahead and play this out. Attack for 5 here. Offer this trade. Lazgar's Vengeance is the best hex card in this deck, and I don't think it's particularly close. So I just want to play. I just want to play. I just want to play as many of them as possible. Like it enables your most obnoxious draws, and I just want my most obnoxious draws enabled as often as possible. It's just what it comes down to. I'm actually going to trim these Crackling Bolts and leave these Cremates in. Bring my curve down a little bit. Be on the play here for the second game. I'd like to go first. Yeah, sounds great. I've got Boltspasm on 1, and then if he has a Howling Brave, we get to burn plus Baby Yeti and crack him for 4. If he doesn't have a Howling Brave, we get to play Psychotic Anarchist. So pretty happy. If I'm not turning dude sideways, I'm generally not winning the game. So I'd like to just play the card that profits when I turn dude sideways. Harvest Moon, sure. And if they have a Carnosaur here, they have a Carnosaur here. But they don't have a Carnosaur here, they're going to be in trouble. Devrone with the bits and the cheers. Thank you, I do appreciate it. Don't play a lackey. Alright, well. Turn 1 Harvest Moon does not a keepable hand make. You have Casualty of War. Okay, that's pretty good. Shame that wasn't in our opening hand. It's a pretty good card. Destroys target non-ardent, non-underworld troop. So almost certainly getting Hero Fall this turn. So this is going to die, and they're going to take 1 from that. They could have another Casualty of War, too. Yep, that's fine. Boltspasm down. So they're at 11, and we've got 8 points of damage in our hand currently. It's not the worst. They have Master Moss here. That would be kind of annoying. So I think I attack in with this, and then we Lazgars to flip this. Another resource, huh? Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn here, actually. He'll probably crack me for 5 and play the Vampire Princess out, and then we can Vengeance and kill the Princess. We're just going to try and race this 5-5, I think. No blocks. You have another Casualty of War or something here? I'd love to get another hit in with this. So they're at 10 now, and I'm have 8 points of damage. They have a Harvest Moon that they played on the first turn, though, that they haven't cashed in yet. So they should have 4 more life coming up. Alright, yep, there it is. Fireball. Alright, so that would have been lethal, but now we're a little short. Right? This is... Yeah, this is only 7, so I have to kill this. And they're not quite dead to a shard next turn. I'll offer this trade here. Just take their clock off the table. Wow, they didn't take that trade, which means they're now dead to me drawing a shard next turn. Because a shard gives me 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's great for us. So dead to a shard. We basically need to not draw a troop next turn. This turn, or a Lazgar's Vengeance. All right. Well, we can play that, I suppose. Any burn spell there would have done it. Almost. I guess burn wouldn't have. No, we needed a shard. We needed a shard or a Crackling Bolt. Pass the turn here. So dead to any troop out of him. Yep. So close game. We're currently 67th on the ladder. Early in the season like this, it's important to just be playing games. Your number of wins on the ladder is the most important thing overall. So if you're just like playing matches and winning 50% or more, you're generally going to be moving in an upward direction on the ladder. Having a good win percentage is important, but also having a good volume of games is important as well. I think people that were tracking it last season said they played like 150 matches over the course of the season or so with 60-ish% win rates to like have reasonably strong ladder spots, which doesn't seem completely unreasonable. My afternoon is going well. Phase Spooderman, I would like to go first. YOLO. Oh, I plan to have fun, friends. The old one-sharders on the play. This is why we play the red deck. For the one-sharders on the play. You just want to feel something. Just want to grip close to the edge of your seat and jam your Baby Yeti in there. And attack for 4. Do I ever play the 5 shards events? Not really. Occasionally I play like the Arcanum Vault events that are the 4-round Swiss tournaments, but I don't really care for the single elimination events. I guess I play the cups on the weekends too on occasion. Inquisition's kind of rough because it takes our Lazgar's Vengeance, but we're going to get another hit in with the Boltspasm, so I guess it's not all bad. If he has Vampire Princess next turn, that'll be a little annoying. Ooh. Him taking Mama Yeti and then us immediately drawing a Cremate is actually pretty funny. Because now if he plays Vampire Princess, we don't have to draw a shard to kill it. We can just Cremate, Scrouge the Mama Yeti, and then burn to finish it off. Arachnophobia. Definitely binning these fireballs. That means our Boltspasm's going to get to kill them again. I've heard other people recommend it, but I have not tried it myself. I just don't have room in my life for another game that, like, doesn't have competitive events for it. So, like, unless they're paying out, like, cash tournaments on the regular, I just don't really have a very good reason to try something new right now. Attack with this. That puts them to 9. I should almost certainly just play out my hand here, right? Because they're playing, like, Arachnophobia and stuff like that. Inquisition. You have a Monsoon. So, Crackling Bolt burns. Cremate's lethal now. 2 shards lethal. Alright, there's the first of their 2 lethal shards. There's a princess. Alright, moment of truth. What a tilt. Alright, I guess Shard's still technically lethal for one more turn, because this is only going to do 2 to us unless they have a Vampire Kiss in their hand already. If I hadn't seen Arachnophobia, I'd have held the thing, but I think after seeing Arachnophobia, I'm supposed to jam the Lazgar's Vengeance there. Alright. Alright, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on! Alright, this attack means Shard is still lethal next turn because they're going to take 1 and go to 2, and then Princess puts them to 4. So Shard is still going to be lethal next turn. Fireballs and Crackling Bolts are no longer... Or Crackling Bolt's lethal. Fireball's no longer lethal, though. I guess Fireball's lethal with this. Let's just draw Lazgar's Vengeance and just, like, want to jump off a bridge. Hey, look at that. Got there. I mean, we kept a 1-shard hand this game, so, like, if we broke off and died, it's definitely my fault, but, like, you know, details. Champ power! And my opponent conceded. Alright. Back into the queue we go. Yeah, I wanted to see... I wanted to see if the fatter whip made it catch more bits, but it doesn't. It doesn't, so... Alright, another Kagalichi player. Light them up. They're on fire. Sands medium. A little slow on the draw. We have a slow hand and they have a Howling Brave. Story of my life. Six straws to kill this. That is one of them. Jacob Jeffrey. How you doing, bud? So far, could be playing my team configuration of this deck. I'm going to go ahead and take the Crackling Bolt and send it upstairs here. I'd love them to not have a play here, but pretty unlikely that they don't. Sure, what do you... If you have to choose, you ask your opponent, your Angus opponent every turn, what do they want to happen? The answer is almost always, I want my opponent to do nothing and die. But would never be upset if my opponent just always did nothing and died. So this is going to be an attack for 1 and then play a rabbit, sacrificing that? No. Huh. Weird. They made this... Just like not have anything going on because I don't have hero fall thresholds right now, so I'm kind of confused on that. I'm going to... One of the things you want to do in matchups like this is make sure you use your champ power ASAP, because Subtle Striker is a medium popular one of for Underworld Crusader to enable Underworld Crusader, so might as well... They are on speed and ramp, so they are not playing my configuration of Kaigulichu. On opponent to play Haunting Cry. Yep, okay, that's fair. Okay, so I'd like to draw shards so we can jam this Mama Yeti down their throat. Hey-oh, 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 hey-oh. And almost certainly getting Hero Fall in here. Although I guess if they have Hero Fall, I would have expected them to play it last turn. They could have also drawn it, I suppose. Huh, weird. So strange that they made the Battle Hopper when they had a Hero Fall in hand and just didn't do anything last turn. Maybe they didn't realize they didn't have double blood threshold. So, I mean, honestly, wouldn't mind hitting one more shard here if our opponent doesn't have another Hero Fall. Thank you, Ace. Another Fireball, you say? I think I'm just passing the turn here. Yeah, I'm just going to pass the turn. Speed and acceleration, sure. Happy to block. If they have a Carnosaur to follow this up, I'll just Fireball the Carnosaur. Definitely playing this. Am I going to hold these last two? I feel like I'm holding these last two. For now. The bigger bits always make it into the glass. Okay, there's another shard. Do I want to double Fireball this and start attacking with this? Probably. Because this makes burn to the grounds now, so I can burn this to the ground to finish it off. One of these is castable now, which is nice. You get a shard back here, which is good because there were some scary things in there. Also some not so scary things. I guess they had 1, 2, 3, and then 2 battle hoppers, so there were a lot of bricks in there. Are you getting extinctioned here? Hero fall, sure. And a croc. Alrighty. Just gonna play this out and pass the turn. Saves me a point on this Cottontail Explorer next turn. You think you would have just sent the burn to his face? Use your words. Why? Why is that more optimal than starting to trigger these Lazgar's Vengeance that are rotting in my hand? Because, like, he very obviously doesn't have a removal spell. Do you have another croc here? Another large troop is going to be bad for us. Paw if as you can. Yep. Like, if he hadn't ripped the hero fall the following turn, I would have been winning this game by a lot with the line that I took. Like, he obviously didn't have the hero fall the turn I went in for my line, so I feel like I was correct in doing what I did. Obviously now we're 6 points short, but like we wouldn't be this close to killing them if we hadn't triggered that stuff, so I wouldn't have been able to play that other Lazgar's Vengeance out if I hadn't attacked with that it'd be nice if we could win coin flips. Do this on the play. I know what we're doing. Let's give this a go. I mean, like, both the lines end up with my opponent not dying that game. So, like, I'm just going to keep this, whatever. Seems really good if we draw to, like, 2 shards in a row. And, like, my hand certainly wins the game if he just doesn't hit the hero fall the turn after I take it. I needed him to not have the hero fall for 1 turn, basically. Shard. Rats, alright, well, that's a thing we can do at least. Well, they were beyond dead here if we hit a shard. Ugh. We did keep 1 on the play, though, so, you know, it is what it is. Rats, so unlucky. Alright, still have a chance to draw a shard this turn and probably win the game. It's unfortunate. We'll just concede to a Crocosaur next turn for sure. That's also pretty good. ahead and play some more games here. Like I said, to move up on the ladder consistently, you only need to win half your matches, so playing a deck like Angus where you can get a lot of matches in fast is fairly reasonable. That's the reason why Angus has the most games played on the ladder. Like last night, I streamed a little bit with the Kaigalichu deck, and we won 75% of our matches, but we also spent 2.5 hours playing 4 matches. So, like, if I can play 6 matches in the time it takes me to play 2 matches, like, I'm much better off playing this deck. I think that's something a lot of people like. When a lot of people are complaining about the format not being healthy, they're not counting for the fact that, like, this deck could be worse than something like Kaigalichu or a control deck, and people would still play this deck more just because it's more efficient at what it does in terms of moving you up on the ladder. Maybe we'll play some Grandfather Elk here in a minute, actually. This is a deck that has some good, strong, aggressive draws, but also has some mid-range play to it. I'll play Elk or some Shoku, maybe. Be right back while we wait for him to show up here. I'm going to check a diaper. How's our diaper doing, toddler? Do we need change? No? We're okay? Do you need help setting up a bridge? Looks like we need a bridge. What if we do this? Where's the other half to our bridge? Where's the other half to the bridge? Do you know where it went? I don't see it. Is it back here? Where'd the other half to the bridge go? Oh, there it is. There you go, bud. Seems fine. Got Boltspasm on 1 or a burn for Howling Brave. I think we're just supposed to kill. Nah, let's just push damage. Has the Karn on 2 here, sure. So we have to play this other Boltspasm out here and then burn this. Do I need to kill this turn? Yeah, I probably do. If you're encountering a skip priority bug, I haven't seen that. There is some kind of issue where the things aren't getting put on the chain, which is a big deal. But if you ever need to see what's on the chain, you can restart your client and it'll show up for you. It's annoying, but there's a workaround for it at least. It doesn't skip priority. There's definitely a button there. You just can't see what you're clicking to resolve unless you restart the client. Happens infrequently. Hopefully it's resolved in the next patch. Another Karn, sure. The question is he eating the Yeti or the Boltspasm? Going for the greedy plane, eating that. Bit of shard here. We're going to play Mama Yeti. Alright, well, let's do this and then hit him with the Boltspasm here. Almost certainly can't beat a Dreamweaver Ancient next turn. That's unfortunate. So, need to shard this turn. Alright. Well, I can't block either of these at least. Burn. Alright, that's not a burn. So this is going to turn into a 7/7 next turn. I did see Tiger Zord's stream title. Made me smile. He's a 10. This is going to go to 12. So he has to block something here. So he's going to 12, 15. Yeah. I guess he could just eat this. They're pretty conservative blocks. I mean, Cluckadon's going to finish us off here. I don't know why Might Singer gets bigger every turn. Nobody knows. I don't even know if I really want to board anything. I guess Crackling Bolt's like worse than Burning Tendrils a lot of the time. Actually, I'm going to cut the Matriarch of the Flames because the ground kind of gums up in this matchup. Let's do that. Lazgar's Vengeance marginally worse, but eh. Burn this, play this, hit him, tick this down. The extra 3 points of life that Grandfather Elk has over Shoku is definitely a big reason to play it. Burn the Karn here in response, so it doesn't fight my guy or gain him life. I think if we didn't have the second burn, we probably wouldn't have killed the Brave there. Let's keep ticking down this Lazgar's Vengeance with our Raging Goblin here. Play something that we can Burning Tendrils, God bless. Again, mostly killing his stuff so that way I can keep attacking with this Baby Yeti and tick this Lazgar's Vengeance down. Ruby Shard would be great. God bless. Is Baby Yeti just like punching the clock and going to work here? I'm sure he's gonna like draw a shard here at some point and like play Cluckadon and gain life and kill the Yeti, but you know, Yeti, he did good work this game, Mr. Yeti. All right, Burning Tendrils, please. Crackling Bolt. And now I have to make a decision. Am I gonna get 3 more attacks in with this Baby Yeti? But this could also just like get large enough that it's scary. God, that's a tough call. I think killing this is going to buy me enough draw steps that it's worth killing it. There's the Cluckadon. Yep. It's unfortunate. So probably just out of this game at this point. Sensei's a good random generation. Replaces itself. Blocks my Boltspasm. Attack us for... No. Good conservative. No attacks. GG's future. Yeah, my Comcast bandwidth has not been good today.